Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So Holiday Cup season is almost over, and by the time it gets over I want to showcase some more battles and some more team ups that I used in this Holiday Cup meta. And the reason I'm a bit focused on Holiday Cup because it's a special cup, and the team today I'll be showcasing is U.stunfisk, Dewgong and Froslass. And this team, I call this team annoying trio because of Dewgong, which is particularly in for my safe swap. And this team works out in a classical ABB team style up, and that's being U.stunfisk in the lead. And if I get a lead loss over here, I'll be directly safe swapping into my Dewgong, which is running Legacy, Ice Shard and Icy Wind, which is very much great. And that's the reason I can, and because of the debuff from Icy Wind, I can easily get flip or shield advantage, which is very much helpful for my Froslass in the end game to sweep the backlines of opponent's team, so which is great. And one more reason that I came up with this team, because I was very frequently getting countered, like getting in matchups for Talonflame, Alolan Graveler and other grass types including Venusaur and Cradily also. So that's the reason I wanted to get a team with this. And I call this annoying trio because I've already mentioned, because of the debuffing Icy Wind. I ran this team for a couple of sets and I did get positive sets for all this. But in this video I'll be not showcasing all the sets, but rather I'll be showcasing only the battles where I got lead loss, but still I managed to counter and win the battles, to focus on the sheer strength for this team, still being the unbalanced ABB line, but it worked out pretty well for me. And as for rating, this team have got a Pvpoke rating of BA. That's for coverage, bulk, safety and consistency, and a threat score of 674, which is pretty good for me, and since it worked out pretty well. So without further more delay, let's get straight into the battles and check out how this team performed. And if you like this content on this channel, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. So that's how the YouTube algorithm works, and that will be a very great thing for me because it will be recommending my videos to other viewers also. So hopping into the first battle, I've got a lead of U.stunfisk into a Venusaur, which is a rough lead over here, and I will be immediately safe swapping into my Dewgong. And then I lure out the counter to Ice and Dewgong also, which is Magnezone over here because it is part electric and steel, which is fine. And there's a reason I don't want to generally win this matchup over here. Rather, I'll be calling this time the bait, and it's a mirror shot, which is great thing. So this time I'll be investing my first shield because I want to get this Magnezone a bit lower and also debuffed, because I want to come back with my U.stunfisk and farm down, and that's the reason I end up getting the first shield from my opponent, which is great thing. And now this is going to be one more wild charge, which is fine, and now the opponent's defense and attack is both 2 times lowered, and now that's the perfect thing. I'll be easily coming back with my U.stunfisk, which I usually do, and go for the heart farm, which is great. I will be maxing out up on energy, which is great also. And I believe after this Magnezone is knocked out or getting farmed down, they'll be usually coming back again with their own Venusaur, and they usually do. So that's the reason I immediately swapped into my Froslass. And for Froslass, they have a pretty decent counter, that's going to be Pvpoke. But since Pvpoke is part flying, it will be taking neutral from this Avalanche, and Avalanche almost did 70% of its health, which is a great thing. And now from this range, I'll be going for the heart farm with Powder Snow, and I'll be investing my final shield, which is a fine thing for me because I'll be easily farming down. Now the Venusaur will be coming back, and I'll be throwing the first avalanche to this Venusaur, getting the final shield, which is also great because I don't want this Venusaur to be getting the farm again onto my Froslass. That's the reason I came back with my U.stunfisk. U.stunfisk is pretty bulky, as you can see. It take almost one frenzy plant easily, and since I had a bit 100 energy onto my U.stunfisk, after farming that Magnezone down, I could get to 3 mud bombs which did neutral damage to this Venusaur and get the game for the first battle also. So that's a GG's to my opponent. So this is a classical ABB team style, playing out the match and giving me the first battle, like win for the first battle also. So hopping into the next match, I've got a lead of Alola and Ninetales, which is also tough for me, and it is, I believe it is running Powder Snow. Yes, it is running Powder Snow. I'll be safe swapping into my Dewgong, and they hard counter me again with U.stunfisk, which is great because since I call this the annoying trio, and Icy Wind debuffs is also very much oppressive, and they let the first charge move go. I usually do shield up the first discharge because it will be always doing the most damage, because the next discharge will be debuffed, and since it is twice debuffed now and we are matched up on shield, I'll not be investing my second shield also, because as you guys can see this discharge, I can almost take one more discharge also, which is great, and get the hard farm. And they usually give up the switch over here, which is fine, and I believe this is going to be a weather ball which will not knock me out, and I can easily get to one more icy winds, which is a great thing. And now I can align my Froslass or my Froslass onto this Alola Ninetales, which is fine. And I think this Alola Ninetales might be running Psyshock, but they went for the weather ball, and I call the bait this time, which is a pretty great thing. And they went for one more Psyshock this time, which is fine for me. So after getting a bit loaded on energy, I'll be going for the neutral resisted move of Avalanche, and they again comes back with their own U.stunfisk, and I get the heart farm over here, which is great thing. And this might be a turning point in this match, because they swapped in their U.stunfisk, and they might be pretty weak to ice, and they top left this game. So that's a GG's for the second battle also. Moving into the third battle, let's see what we have got. So we have got a middle lead over here, which is not a great thing. So I'll be safe swapping into my Dewgong, but I misclicked and I safe swapped into my Froslass, which is not very great. But it turned out to be favorable for me because they swapped into their own Obstagoon, and since Obstagoon is using counter, this counter is neutral to me because of the part ghost typing onto my Froslass, and I went for the next avalanche, which got me the first shield from my opponent, and this is going to be a Night Slash, which does super quick damage. But since Froslass is part ice and ghost, it can take one Night Slash, and this is going to be another Night Slash, which I'll not invest the first shield to. And now from this range, I'll be again coming back with my Dewgong, beg your pardon, coming back with my U.stunfisk and get the heart farm onto this Obstagoon, which is fine for me. And now I believe they will be coming back again with their own Mudshot variant of U.stunfisk. And now in this scenario, I am in a good position because I have got shield and energy advantage, so I can spam this mud bombs really quick. And now I banked one mud bomb onto my U.stunfisk and tried to get the hard farm with my Dewgong. And since they discharge me, I'll be always shielding the first discharges, and they comes back with the counter for Talonflame, which is fine for me. And Talonflame is a bit squishy in this meta, and I debuffed that, which is a great thing. And this is going to be a flame charge, I believe. Yeah, it's a flame charge which does neutral over here, because I am also part water and ice. So going for the next icy wind, it will again debuff the opponent and get it pretty low, and it's good for me to farm down. So they comes back again with their own discharge, U.stunfisk, which is using discharge, and this is going to be a discharge, but it ended up being a mud bomb, which I shield to. And now I'll be going to throw my own icy wind, which will get me the final shield. Yeah, I do get the final shield, which is pretty great for me. And since I did put this U.stunfisk pretty low, I can survive one mud bomb and go for my mud bomb from my own U.stunfisk and get the win for the third battle also. So I was actually hard counted on the front, hard counted on the back, but I got the win for this battle also, so that's pretty great for me. Now moving into the fourth battle, I've got lead of Vigoroth over here. So Vigoroth is a great safe swap, but in the lead it is not that good, but fine. So this is not a great matchup for me because Bulldoze does hit a bit hard to this U.stunfisk because it is part electric. And how I like to play this match out is get shield advantage for my Froslass, and which I'll do in this case, and I'll let the body slam go. And after getting a bit of more energy, I'll be throwing the mud bomb, which I believe I'll be getting the first shield to, and I immediately safe swapping into my Froslass over here, and they comes back with a Mandibuzz over here, which is not a great counter to this Froslass because Mandibuzz is also part flying, which does take super effective damage from this avalanche also, and they end up investing their first final shield also, which is great. And this is going to be a foul play, for which I'll be investing my first shield, and now I've got shield advantage, which is pretty awesome. And that avalanche almost did knock out the Mandibuzz over here. So now this is going to be another foul play, which I'll be investing my final shield to and getting the heart farm. And let's see what they have got onto their back. So they have got a Wigglytuff onto their back, which is fine. After getting a bit of loaded energy onto my Froslass, I'll be throwing this avalanche for a huge neutral damage, which is fine, and they will be easily charming me down. And now since I was a bit loaded onto my U.stunfisk, I'll be coming back with my U.stunfisk and getting the knockout with the mud bomb. And they have only got their Vigoroth, which is a bit low, and will be going down to one icy wind. And this is going to be again one more body slam, which will not knock me out from that range, and I can easily get to one more icy wind, which I do get in time. And this will be knocking out the Vigoroth and getting me the fourth battle also. So this team is working out pretty well for me. Yeah, that's AVP team style. So moving into the final battle of the video, so I've got a great lead over here into a Skarmory, but they safe swapped again into their own Vigoroth. So that's not a great matchup for me because I should have safe swapped like with my counter to Froslass, that's to Vigoroth, but I did get into my Vigoroth, which is not a great play for me. So if you're stuck in this matchup, do get to Froslass and not Dewgong, because Froslass has a better matchup than Dewgong into this Vigoroth. So never mind, I do end up getting the first shield from my opponent, which is great thing for me. And since that I believe that Skarmory is running Air Slash, so it will be a bit better matchup for this Froslass into that Skarmory. And since since the opponent landed the Bulldoze, this is going to be one body slam, which I supposed to be a body slam, but it ended up being another Bulldoze. So it did quite a bit of neutral damage to me, and they comes back with their own Skarmory. So which is a great thing because now I am having shield and energy advantage, and I end up getting to my own U.stunfisk, and they have got Copper Kriegers onto this back, so which is a spicy pick in this meta over here. And since I was a bit loaded, I'll be unloading my energy onto this Copper Kriegers, and they gave up their final shield also. So this is going to be a Dark Pulse, which I'll invest my first shield to, and since they are shieldless over here, I'll be getting to one more discharge which does neutral damage and a bit more damage than Mud Bomb. So that's the reason I go for the discharge over here. So my win con over here is my U.stunfisk. So I'll be shielding again this Dark Pulse, and I'll be trying to snipe down this Cofagrigus with this Avalanche, which will do neutral damage and knock this out from that range, so which is great. Now again I can come back with my U.stunfisk and get to one more discharge to get the knockout for this Froslass, beg your pardon, for this Skarmory also. But before that, this is going to be a Brave Bird, which is not enough to take me out from that range, and since they are quite double debuffed on their defense, so I'll be throwing this Mud Bomb and not discharge. I believe that will be doing enough damage to get the knockout for this matchup also. So that's a great win from my end. So if you're using this team, do let me know down below in the comments. And that's all for this video. See you again in the next one, and Happy New Year in advance. Thanks.